Hi everyone. In the last years of my aunt Amina's life, I edited a book of stories she had written when we were children to amuse us. This is the book. It's called Tales from the Bazaars. I love a lot of the stories in here more than life itself. And there's one in particular that I adore that she wrote, and she said that it came to her. She told me once it came to her in a dream one night. It's called The Meatball's Fate, and I want to read it. Once upon a time, there was a large tray of meatballs sizzling away in the oven. As the heat grew worse and worse and the oven got hotter and hotter, the meatballs cried out to their leader, the biggest meatball of all. "Oh, great meatball leader," they cried, "we will do anything you say and give you all our allegiance for the rest of our lives if only you will save us and get us out of this terrible inferno." "Very well," said the largest meatball. "I will bring all of my mind to bear on the subject and I will get you out of the oven." "Oh, oh, oh," cried the meatballs, "our bodies are burning." "Have no fear," replied the meatball chief. "I will see to it that you will have cooling medicine for your burns and beds of soft, sweet-smelling rice upon which to lie." No sooner had he said this than the door of the oven opened. The meatballs were laid on a very large dish of flavoured rice, and a red tomato sauce was poured all over them. "Great and wonderful meatball leader," cried the meatballs in unison, "you have saved us, just as you said you would. Oh, how delightful to us is this cooling red liquid, and how remarkably soft is this white substance on which we are now lying." "Of course," responded the meatball leader. "Did I not promise? And what I promise, you can always be sure will happen in the fullness of time." Suddenly, the meatballs began to feel terribly frightened again, and they looked around to see that many of their number were being spooned onto plates. Even as they watched, meatballs were being forked up, covered in tomato sauce, and eaten. "Evil and perfidious meatball leader," shouted the remaining meatballs, "how could we ever have trusted you? What is happening to us? Why are our numbers being so horribly reduced? Explain before we all die in this most abominable way." "My friends," said the meatball leader very calmly, even as the rice was being piled onto him so that he could hardly be heard, "I got you out of the oven as you desired. I arranged the soothing liquids to be poured upon your burns. Were there not vast quantities of rice on which you could lie?" "Yes, yes," squeaked the last meatball, "but why this terrible end?" "Well," responded the giant meatball as rice covered him from view, "is it not fate? Is it not kismet that meatballs are supposed to be eaten?" There came no answer, for surely, as you will understand, there never could be one in those circumstances. That's the great meatball story from Tales from the Bazaars. I love it.